Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol HYLN, Hyliion Holdings Corp. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So Hyliion Holdings Corp has actually been in an upward trend. I know that they just had a slight dip. We can see that here. It slightly dipped and it fell to newer lows, but the bulls have reappeared. Now the bulls are fighting to get back over the 50-day moving average. And we can see here, when you look at it on a broader perspective, it's still way below those highs, but it's working its way back up. It's reaching newer highs and it's fighting to stay above the 50-day moving average. So you could see that the bulls are slightly below it. The 50-day moving average is 25.23. The current price is 25.20. That's a 3-cent difference, and we're going to have to pay close attention to how the stock is reacting and quickly moving. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind some points of reference here so that you guys can break down the charts and pay close attention to them. So up here is 26.70. That's the highest point before it fell. If you want to write that down, that's important, but the most important is way up here at 26.89. so that the bulls can reach newer highs and new resistance levels. So those are two main points of the spectrum of the higher end of resistance levels to hit newer highs. Now, the lowest point before the run continued way back here on the 17th was 23.13. You can write that down to go ahead and pay close attention to how this stock is reacting, how quickly is it moving to newer lows. But in the near term, we have here 24.10 as one of our most important support levels to keep in mind in how this is reacting. This is the lowest point reached after this bullish run. So you got 24.10 here and then down here at the 23.13 mark to keep that in mind, to go ahead and see how the stock is reacting in between those areas. You have both ends, the higher end and the lower end of the spectrum, but let's look at what's important for Monday. So this is the second highest point reached in the day, and in this sideways movement, it's the highest point reached, and this is our lowest point reached as this was leveling off. Now, these 2 points are very important for Monday, and I want you guys to keep in mind all the other numbers for the rest of the week and the coming weeks. Now, we are currently here seeing that the bears are slightly dominating by 3 cents. So the tug of war is going to be interesting. Now, if this support gets broken through, which is $25, the bulls are not just completely losing control, but the bears are starting to gain leverage. You have to look at how this stock is reacting between the lowest point before the run, which was down here at 24.14. See how it's reacting in that area, if the bulls are trying to reappear, or are the bears tearing this down fairly quickly. But $25, if that gets broken through, I want to emphasize to all investors, we're already in bearish territory, and that means that we're getting deeper into bearish territory, and it's going to be important to pay very close attention to how the stock is reacting. How quickly is it moving to newer lows, and all those characteristics and indicators of how this is reacting, or are the bulls trying to reappear. Now, the bulls do want to break through the 50-day moving average to get back into bullish territory, but their most important resistance level in the near term after breaking through the 50-day moving average is 25.54. They need to turn that into a support to break away from it, reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and pull further away from the 50-day moving average as much as possible. So it's going to be a very important indicator for the bulls to break through this, to pull further away from the 50-day moving average and work their way up to newer highs. They're holding up pretty well. The tug of war is going to be interesting with these two cues. I hope you guys are well equipped for Monday's trading day to make your own rational decisions as investors. And to all my first-time viewers and investors, not only do I want to say welcome, but I also want to encourage you guys, if you feel inclined to, subscribe. But don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02, and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.